Are you ready to unlock the secret of living a life of strength, balance, and longevity? I'm Anita and I have helped hundreds of men and women transform their lives by placing their health and wellness as a priority. I am a certified personal trainer, founder of Thrive 55, and your host of the Made to Thrive podcast, where health experts from around the globe join us as we dive deep into topics that help us age gracefully and stronger than ever. This is where we take back our lives, friends. This is where we learn to embrace and celebrate this new normal we call middle age. I call this our second act. We have so much living to do, so let's not waste any more time. We weren't made to just survive these years of our lives. We were made to thrive. Welcome back to Made to Thrive. I am your host, Anita, and I am so glad you're with me today. Today, I am going to dive into a subject that has been coming to mind a lot lately, and that is how to avoid stress during the holidays. Yes, the holidays. Some people are already putting up their Christmas decorations, they're all ready to go. But with all that joy that the holidays bring, it also brings a lot of people some stress and anxiety and guilt. And so we're going to walk through my guilt-free holiday guide. So the first one is it's not about perfection, right? First things first, let's talk about shifting that mindset. So we often get wrapped up in the idea of this perfect holiday and the perfect meals and the perfect decorations and the perfect gifts, right? Well, perfection doesn't exist. And trying to live up to an realistic expectation only sets you up for guilt and burnout. So if we just shift our focus, instead of stressing about being perfect, let's embrace good enough, right? Good enough. Cozy meal with loved ones, laughter, connection. I mean, that's what really matters, right? So start by giving yourself permission to let go of the idea that everything has to be flawless. It's about the experience, not the execution. Okay. All right. So, number two, enjoy food without guilt. All about balance, you guys. And this comes up a lot on holidays from my clients. Uh, Even I get called out. I get called out if I'm at a buffet or, a table with a lot of friends and they know I'm a trainer. And I get called out for a sweet treat or a cocktail and enjoying myself. Isn't that terrible? And it's not fair to do to yourself either. You don't have to put that kind of guilt on you because you're enjoying this holiday moment that comes once a year, right? So food is a big part of the holidays. I get it. It's traditions. But for many of us, it triggers guilt. So whether it's because we've overindulged or we feel bad about not sticking to our usual healthy habits. Food guilt is real. I get it. And that 7-pound weight gain that happens to all Americans every holiday season is real. I get it. So we do have to be mindful. And here's the thing, the holidays are meant to be enjoyed. It's okay to have that extra cookie or enjoy your grandmother's famous stuffing. It's all about balance and not deprivation. Okay. So, one thing that helps me is practicing mindful eating. So that means being present when you're enjoying your food, tasting the flavors, savoring each bite, and not rushing through the meals just to get back to your normal way of eating, right? You can also give yourself freedom to move on when you're full. You don't have to finish the whole plate, right? So if you're at a holiday gathering, remember one indulgent meal or snack isn't going to derail your goals or make you fall off the wagon. It's all about just moving forward and keeping that balance. Something that I do before heading to a holiday party, especially if I know that there's going to be drinks and finger food served, I will drink a high protein, high nutrient shake. So I make sure it's low sugar and low carbs. And here's why. Protein helps curb your appetite and gives you a feeling of fullness. So, this will help you from overeating at that party. Since protein has a slow digestion process, you could enjoy that cookie, but you won't feel like you have to take down the entire plate. So, if you're having a cocktail, be mindful about how much sugar is in that beverage. So, for example, red wine. Look for dry red wines like Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot or Pinot Noir. Those typically have about 1 to 2 grams of sugar per 5-ounce glass of wine. If you're doing white wine, again, dry white wines like Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio, they also tend to be very low in sugar as well, 1 to 2 grams, same thing. If you're having a beer, I'm not a beer gal myself, but I know there's brands like Michelob Ultra who has 2.6 or something carbs and zero sugars per 12-ounce can. So there's options you can have and you don't have to drink your calories. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Number 3, learn to say no without feeling guilty. In other words, setting boundaries, friends. So let's talk about saying no. The holidays are a time of togetherness, but sometimes it feels like there's an endless list of obligations. There's work parties, family gatherings, reunions. And then before you know it, you've stretched yourself so thin and you're feeling burned out. So let's be real, saying yes to everything can make you exhausted and rob you of enjoying your quiet time. I mean, sometimes you just want to sit by your beautiful lit tree and have a cup of hot tea and just in the quietness or with beautiful Christmas music in the background and just enjoy that quiet time and not feel guilt about that, right? You are allowed to say no, whether it's opting out of the event that drains your energy or saying no to the gift exchange that you really weren't excited about anyway. It's just okay to protect your peace. Right? Say that. It's okay to protect my peace. And guess what? You don't even need a big, long explanation. You just simply say, thank you for thinking of me, but I can't do it this time. And that's it. That's enough. So, this leads us to another example of setting boundaries. Number 4, set realistic expectations and don't overcommit. So, this is the time of year when we tend to overcommit. We want to make all the holidays. We want them to be perfect. We want to give everyone the best gift. We want to attend every event. And by doing so, we end up stretching ourselves so thin that it'll lead to burnout and just more guilt. So here's a pro tip: be realistic with your time, be realistic with the energy that you have. Just set limits on how many activities can I really commit to and recognize when you need some downtime. Your value isn't in how much you can do or how much you can give. It's how you show up with intention. A few quality moments with your friends that you care about is way more meaningful than a packed schedule of events that leave you feeling exhausted, right? Okay. And finally, number 5, give yourself permission to rest. Listen, the holidays are often packed with activities and they can be wonderful and fun, but they can also be very exhausting and overwhelming. And you just find yourself in January looking back and recognizing you didn't even enjoy your holiday. So slow down. We're constantly going, going, going. And you feel like you have to keep up the momentum, but you don't, right? The guilt will arise when you feel like you're wasting time resting. But here's the truth: rest is not a waste. In fact, it's necessary. It recharges your body, it recharges your mind. So if you need a nap or if you want to say no to an evening event, just so you can curl up with a book and give yourself permission to rest, it's just all part of your self-care. It allows you to show up as the best version of yourself for the people who matter most. So there you have it, my guilt-free holiday guide. It's about releasing the pressure to be perfect, finding balance with food and commitments, honoring your need for rest and personal boundaries, And remember, the holiday season isn't about doing it all, it's about enjoying what truly matters. So, thank you so much for tuning in today, you guys. I hope this episode gave you some helpful tips to make this holiday season more joyful, less stressful. And listen, if you enjoyed this episode, I'd love it if you would share it with a friend or leave a review. It really helps us so much. And until next time, remember this season, you deserve to enjoy every moment guilt free. So have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your friends and family, friends. Keep fighting for it, and I'll see you again soon.
Thank you for listening to the Made to Thrive podcast, a Thrive 55 Plus production. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a review as it really helps support us. If you want to learn more about how you can transform your life and age powerfully with us, please visit mythrive55.com.